Sup everybody, this is Karak with ACG and welcome to another What Did You Think video where today we're going to talk a little bit about Outriders, but I want to know what you guys think when it comes to previews, when it comes to reviews, when it comes to, well, most video game content. There isn't really a place for a lot of people to feed off information on what they thought of something, and especially when a video comes out, returning back to that video and commenting that you liked a game or didn't like a game doesn't always get the eyes on that I personally would like. And this is a situation where, especially on YouTube, you get to spout out a bunch of information at you guys at 100 words per minute, but a lot of times you guys don't get to say your piece, and that's what these videos are for. I want to know what you guys think if you played the Outriders demo. The Outriders demo in particular, I think for a lot of people, was very much one of those contentious titles. People jumped into it, and I saw a bunch of people absolutely hating it, a bunch of people loving it, a couple people in the middle, but I would still say when you look at this title, you can definitely tell that there really is a black and a white to it. There isn't a lot of people who are like, ho-hum, but if you were that way, I want to hear about it in the comments. I like to talk about these things. We'll of course be covering them in the podcast later, but this is a place for you guys to sort of say your piece about what you enjoyed or didn't enjoy about a game, and possibly get your name up in the lights when we do the podcast and I read some of the comments off. I want to know what you like. What were the different classes like for you? Did you like the weapon designs? Did you like the level designs? This is something that I think for a lot of gamers, when we were playing it, we definitely noticed that there were some people who, hey, they had some fun with the guns, they really liked some of the classes, but I certainly have noticed as I've taken away and watched some other content and talked to other people who played it, man, there's a lot of people who really liked one or two of the characters and absolutely hated others. Now, since this is pretty close to a full release title, that's going to be one of those confusing moments where we have to see what exactly they fixed. Now, they're not like Ubisoft and not saying, this is a beta of a game for the crew, even though the crew was coming out in 2 weeks. These guys said this was a demo. It fully rolls forward into the game's release. That's why one of these videos I think is so important, so we can all come together and talk about the games and discuss what it is about it that we liked or didn't like. So just a reminder out there, be nice to everybody. You know, we jump into these kind of things. We want to talk about games. We want to discuss and have a good discourse about these titles and move forward, especially if you're a fan of Remnant or if you're a fan of Destiny and what you like between this game and that game, especially as we move forward and we start to play these titles and as summer and the dregs start to roll up on us. This is not an incredibly heavy year when it comes to gameplay titles. So I would like to know what you think. Will this game hold your attention span? That's one of the things that's going to be very important, and these titles have a tendency to either be front-loaded or at the very end, sort of an end-game kind of rush. What I felt with this title is that it didn't necessarily know what exactly it did want to do. However, I did actually like the idea, the characters behind them, and a bit of that story. So to me, that was actually one of the more interesting parts of this title. I was actually playing along going, I'm interested in these characters at the very least, even if they weren't the greatest actors. Their voice actors were good, and I really did like the powers, especially that Pyromancer. I know a lot of other people, let's see, like the Trickster. I'd love to know what class you liked. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike it, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe regardless. Peace out. Kick the shit out of the rest of the week, people.